Hi everyone, it's Branson Man. Remember, you can find me at bransonman.com. If you have a question, just shoot me an email, ask@bransonman.com. So yesterday, someone did ask me a question. They said, I heard that you can walk up to a hotel and offer them $10 for a room and they'll take it because the room's going to sit empty and it's $10 more than what they had before. And this is actually something similar that I covered in my previous video. So check my other videos to talk about how much it costs to put someone in a room. So I said, I understand the idea, and in theory it's possible, but your math's off just a little bit. So I said, I'm going to teach you how to get an inexpensive room, even as inexpensive as probably $30. So we talked about our fake hotel, the Wagon Wheel Inn. We decided for easy math it has 100 rooms, and the most inexpensive room, depending on the time of the year, ranges from $50 to $100. So in the middle of January, a room with 2 queen beds, entry-level room, is going to be probably $50. But if you're coming on July 4th weekend, that price could double to $100. It's a basic principle of supply and demand. There's only so many rooms, 100 rooms, and the demand is super high on holidays, summer, special days like that. So we talked about in the previous video about the cost of the room. And so check that out. It will give you the specifics, and it will even teach you how to figure what it costs to sell a room. Because if you sell it for too cheap, by the time you feed people breakfast and pay someone to clean their room, then you will have lost money. So there is a certain point. The math that we decided on, just to make everything nice and round, was that it cost $20 incremental, and it doesn't matter that you know that word, you just need to understand the concept. Incremental is they will turn on the lights, they will turn on the sink to brush their teeth, they'll take a shower. You got to clean the room, you got to feed them breakfast. So they will use $20 in value. If you don't get at least that, you're losing money. And if you get $20, then you're spinning your wheels, you're just wasting your time. At the end of the year, by the time you figure in the manager's salary and the electricity to run the sign on the street and someone at the front desk, you're in for $40. That's technically called burdened. It doesn't matter that you know that. You just need to be able to understand it. All right, so you hear this urban legend, you can go get a room for $10. It's 11 p.m., and you roll up on a hotel, and you say, hey, I heard I can get a room for $10. I said, well, in theory, the idea you're working toward is possible. You got a little problem with your math. Okay, so I said, this is how it works. I'm going to teach you how to get an inexpensive room. Let's say at the Wagon Wheel Inn, it's a $100 room. Okay, you want to book direct. This is very important. What in the world does that mean? It means you need to talk with someone at the hotel and book directly with the hotel if you want to try to get an inexpensive room like this. Now, a lot of websites that sell rooms for that property will pretend to be that property. People call hotels that hire me all the time, and the guests say, I just booked a room on your website, and we look through the computer and we can't find it because they didn't book on our website. They think they booked on our website. So you need to find, if you're going to try to get a really inexpensive room, the hotel directly. You can call them directly, which will save you some time, or you can pull into the parking lot, and that will probably give you your best chance. Also, if you're going to get a room this inexpensively, this assumes it's probably the day of, and probably even late afternoon to evening. So you need to book direct. If you book through any third-party company, then you have to know it costs the hotel something. A third-party company is any company other than the hotel itself. Think of your online websites, your Expedias and Bookings and Travagos and TripAdvisors and all of the other Hotels.com and seemingly dozens, if not hundreds of other websites. I'll give you some more information about that, how all that works and how it's set up. But if anyone except for the hotel itself is selling the room, then you have to figure that they're getting a cut. Okay, so let's just, for easy math, say that the third-party company is getting $20. So there's a $100 room. You book online on a website that is not the hotel's own website. That costs the hotel $20. So in theory, if you called the hotel itself and say, look, you got a $100 room, give it to me for $80. They're not out any money, and now you get to deal with them directly. That also is best because if there's a problem, you make a booking for 3 nights. It's been 2 nights, and then you're like, oh my goodness, grandma's sick. We have to head home. It seems so strange for guests, but they'll come and tell that story. And the way it goes is the hotel says, we can't help you. We don't know anything about it. You're actually not our guest. And that's so strange to everybody. But since you booked with another company, they have your money and they're the only ones who can make changes. So book directly when you can. So let's say it's 11 p.m. You roll up on a hotel, $100. They have a $100 room, and let's say they've got 5 left. So they're just going to sit empty. It costs them $20 to feed you breakfast and clean the room when you're done. And at the end of the year, it needs to be $40. But this is what you're going to work with all day, every day, the hotels. They have to clear $20 to make any money. So you could go in and say, I've got $25 for you. Take it or leave it. The first hotel that gives me a deal, I'm going to take it. Now, if there's a time of high demand and we're already looking at the high end and we're talking July 4th weekend, that's probably not going to fly. The really big thing that's going to make a difference is the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper is going to be the person you're talking with that is in between you and somebody who can make the real decisions. Now, if a hotel is organized well, if it's managed well, they will have explained the business philosophy. The person at the front desk will be skilled and paid well, and they will have the authority to do whatever they need to do to help make the hotel profit, to help make them money and bring in revenue. So if that person is good at math and is paying attention and has the authority like they should, they're going to say, listen, I can't sell you a $100 room for $30, even though we're going to be over this. But they know instead of you going and booking on one of the other websites that they're going to have to pay commission to, they're only going to get $80 for that room. They might give it to you for $80. They also know if you're going to go driving to their competitors next door until somebody gives you a great deal, maybe they'll give it to you for $70. It is possible if all the stars lined up correctly and the person had authority and they needed to break their next goal, that you could go in and you could get a room for $30. And it would be a great story and I would want to hear about it. But this is how the system works. So you've got the gatekeeper. They might even have to call the manager. And if the manager is wise and they also have the authority from the owner to make these sorts of decisions, they're going to put someone in there, because by the time they sell you a $100 hotel room for $30, they are profiting $10. And that's an extra $10 that will go towards their goals, their bonus, their commission. So the few rules that we need to rehearse real quick is you have got to book directly with the hotel. In any situation, that's what you should do. Even if it's a $100 room and it's a time of high demand, if you get in touch with them and they're going to have to pay $80 to another website for others who book there, and you say, look, I got $90 for you, they can save themselves $10 in commission. You got to look out for third-party companies. You have to figure out who the gatekeeper is. And typically, it's the person who answers the phone. You might get lucky and get the manager. You might even ask to speak to the manager. But just know, if anyone except for the hotel itself is selling that room, there's a commission being paid, and they have to be able to cover their costs. So good luck. Go and get inexpensive hotel rooms, and remember to always book direct.